So how then have they created this new sportiness? It looks the same as the old car from the outside, and the interior is pretty similar as well. So, you're probably expecting the engine to be some kind of nitroglycerine-fueled rocket. Let's have a look. Nope. They fiddled with it a bit, but in essence, it's the same 6-litre V12 you get in the DB9. Sounds pretty much the same as before, and at £174,000, it also costs pretty much the same as well. So at this point, you're probably wondering, have they actually done anything significant at all? Well, they've lowered the ride height, stiffened up the suspension, and quickened up the steering, but the simple answer is no. However, if you really concentrate, you can tell that all those little changes add up to make a big difference. They may have only fiddled with the engine, but the result is 520 brake horsepower. That's 60 more than before. Flat out, you'll be doing more than 200 miles an hour. And it stops better too, because it now has brakes which aren't made from old biscuit barrels. But what about the stupid flappy paddle gearbox? Well, they say they've cracked it with the Vanquish S, so let's find out. Let's just stop, put it into first. Now, if I put my foot down in the old car, I just get a lot of smoke from the clutch. Let's just try this. That's okay. Up changes are still ludicrously jerky though. And it still won't change down when I want it to. Come on, what second? Now, I paid for the car. I want to choose when to change gear, not you. I know best. I have to say, though, that apart from the gearbox, this is way better than it was before. It feels faster, tauter and harder. So there's no doubt they have moved it away from the DB9. Unfortunately, however, that means they've moved it right into the firing line of one of the biggest names in the business. What we have here is a Ferrari 575. Like the Aston, it's a big, two-seater, no-compromise sports coupe with a V12 engine at the front, a flappy paddle gearbox in the middle, and rear-wheel drive at the back. And like the Aston, it has recently been given a thorough going over to make it a bit more of a brute. When the 575 first came out, it was a soft, quiet, rather wallowy old Hector. Now, they fixed that quite quickly, and now they've fixed the fix with what they're calling the GTC Handling Pack. For an extra £16,000, you get thicker anti-roll bars, stiffer suspension, fatter tyres, and ceramic brakes. You also get a new exhaust, so it sounds like a Ferrari should. So, what do we reckon? On paper, these two cars are incredibly similar. They both cost about the same, they both produce more than 500 brake horsepower, and they'll both crack 200 miles an hour. To decide which is best, we need to do some back-to-back tests, and that means I need another driver for the other car. So I called an old mate of mine. He's a big petrol head, Steve Coogan. The first test we have is a simple drag race. Horsepower than Coogan in the Ferrari, but I'm carrying an extra 100 kilograms, and it's the weight that's got costing me this race.
Next, we did a braking test, and once again, the Ferrari was the winner. But the big deciding factor is how these cars make you feel.
I can't multitask. I've got to drive or talk, can't do both.
There was no doubt that the Aston made the better noise. But what about everything else? Well, to decide, we pulled over for a little chat.
In terms of like drivability, this is just, it just gives you loads of information when you're driving through your fingertips. You can feel the back end going.
I mean, this is brilliant. It's just, that's super brilliant.
I wouldn't feel upset if someone gave me that.
No. I wouldn't feel upset if I bought one. I'd think, I've got a really good car. But
I would after about 12 months when I looked at the depreciation. But if I didn't have to worry about that, my first name was Sheikh, then I'd probably go for that.
I just thought that was tauter and more muscular, and it is a little bit faster, and it does stop a lot better. The gearbox is better, and I just thought it was the better car. However, I'm bored with Ferrari.
Well, I don't, styling-wise, I mean, I just think there's no contest. That's a much more attractive car.
It's a nicer place to sit as
Nicer
well.
place to sit.
So what we're really saying, then, is that for a thrashing round on a test track, the Ferrari's the better car.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But we think it's a bit flash and a bit boring now.
Yeah.
The Aston Martin Vanquish is not quite good enough to win this test. But precisely because of that, it does win your heart.